So word has come down that the fight, the heavyweight title fight for undisputed between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, has been postponed. But we're not surprised, because guess what? This is the way that Tyson Fury moves, isn't it? We've seen this song and dance before, and this time many were not surprised to get the word that Fury has pulled out of this fight due to allegedly a cut. Now, where does that leave Alexander Usyk and the sport of boxing? Who knows? But this is what Fury does. But let's talk about it a little further.
For Spence right now, he's been throwing that right left
Where do we go from here? Boxing always takes a few steps forward and a giant step backward, getting in its own way. So, as we were expecting for February 17th, 2024, the Ring of Fire between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, a match for undisputed after 20 plus years of undisputed boxing vacancy at the heavyweight division. We're once again put in a trick bag of having to wait for things. And whom do we have to blame for this? None other than Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, which he has truly lived up to this name because he has gypped boxing totally, becoming a multiple times over wealthy person in a sport where he has delivered far less for someone to have been overcompensated as he has. Fury, whom has a record of 34-0 with 24 KOs, has been in a situation where times before he has pulled out of major events, scheduled, and people have had to rearrange their lives around his decisions to do so. This is not the first time, but it should be the last time. I have indicated that maybe, just maybe, they need to ban this man from the sport of boxing. Now, why would I say that with such emphasis and strength? It's because his decisions to walk to his own beat and also have advantages that are not legal in the sport over his opponents. He has affected everyone, and it's just too much. There are so many fighters who are looking for a shot to become heavyweight champion, to fulfill their dreams. And this man has spoken openly during the promotion of this fight that he really doesn't care about being undisputed. So when you don't care, but you're rich beyond your dreams, what is there left to do but to play with the public and your potential opponents like a cat with a yard string? Fury is entertained by the macabre. He is entertained by the dirty side of things. A noted abuser of substances, to say the least, has been a part of his life, but it has never been addressed by the public media. He has never been held accountable, even when he has been caught lying to the public. Is it because it's the color of his skin? Or is it because of those who are backing him and his personal affiliations and associations? Yes, very powerful people back this man. That's not necessarily a good thing, but it could explain a number of things and why we are left to deal with him. We were told that he had suffered a cut in sparring. Oh, woe is me. The last time we heard of a cut from Fury was when he had his big fight against Otto Wallin. Wallin cut that right eye pretty badly, and Fury leaked like a pig in the slaughterhouse. But they didn't stop the fight. They allowed that fight to go to a decision where they could definitively give him a decision, one that he may not have earned. Many people felt that Wallin had given enough of himself to pull that fight out, and if the powers that be really acted, the fight should have been stopped. But guess what? Lo and behold, was Mr. Tony Weeks officiating this fight. That's right, the same Tony Weeks that stopped Ismael Barroso against Rolly Romero, and who stepped in when other fighters who seemingly could continue on, he stopped the fight abruptly. But where was that Mr. Weeks during this fight, when Fury bled on everyone who was ringside, as well as Mr. Wallin, who faced him in the ring, as well as Mr. Weeks, who was in there with the two of them? You see, sometimes the corruption of boxing supersedes anything else. And the sooner that we can get rid of culprits and those enablers, as well as those who are being enabled by the corruption, the better off the sport will be. I am not a lover of this fighter at all. I don't like how he's moved. I don't like the advantages that he's had. Unfair play over other prominent fighters in the sport. I can remember S.S. Cunningham in their fight and the dirtiness that took place there. Or in other fights where he was allowed to cheat. Glove issues, potential tampering issues, substances. All of this has been a part of this man's career and presence in the ring. And yet and still you hear nothing about, from the major media outlets, he can no longer fight in the U.S. Why do they not talk about it? Because if they did raise the question, maybe the public would want to know more information. So, to not disclose it at all, they don't have to touch the subject. But he can't touch American shores. So why does he still have a heavyweight title? Now, Alexander Usyk is dangerous. If they were to face one another, he would be the most decorated and accomplished fighter that Tyson Fury has ever faced in his career. And you know something? Outside of Vladimir Klitschko, and Deontay Wilder. There's no one that measures up to that on Fury's dossier. Wilder because he's such a dangerous, fearsome puncher, and Vladimir Klitschko because he is a multiple-time world champion who held on to the title for nearly a decade. Fury didn't give him his rematch, and Klitschko ended up fading into oblivion, and no one said anything. But I'm here to pass on the information and to begin to sound the horn. Let's see the end of Tyson Fury's professional boxing career. What happened to the man who was supposed to be championing mental health going into his first fight with Deontay Wilder? Was that supposed to draw a wellspring of support and sentiment of giving him favor and benefit of the doubt, all the while when they were looking to undermine and take the heavyweight title away from a champion who had reigned for 10 title defenses? The story is right there in front of you, and the writing is on the wall. But it's time to say something about Tyson Fury and he no longer being a part of the sport of boxing, and the heavyweight division, along with Alexander Usyk, would be better off without him. They're saying that the fight is now scheduled for early spring. But I'm still an advocate to believe that this won't come off. And allegedly, there is supposedly a fine in place to either fighter if the fight doesn't come off when it's supposed to after being rescheduled. But I no longer care about that. I only care about the young heavyweight hopefuls, the guys who have been waiting in line for their turn. And I hope that that comes fast. And I hope that we are all able to turn our backs on Tyson Fury and the charade that he has played. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Tyson Fury and the fact that this fight has fallen apart and he has once again pulled the rug out from under the feet of the fans and his opponents and everyone who is to be featured on the undercard. Let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.